Hello.
Hello, Teacher Deann.
Hi, good evening.
Good evening.
How are you
Let's
today? Okay. Okay, you go first.
um, I'm really tired since I I just came back home.
Oh, okay. Did you have your overtime again?
Yes, I
Oh,
right now work I work overtime every day.
oh, every day. Oh,
Yeah.
that's bad. Okay, so you need a lot of rest, okay, so that you will be you will be alive when you are in your or when you're in your work, right?
Yes, and I think I don't have time to take a rest.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I see.
I
So
think
after this one, I think you can already rest after the class. Okay? Okay, so don't you worry about that. Now, my day to day, it has been good. I started the day with simple walking, just a few kilometers away from home so that I can have an exercise. And it
that's
was
great.
good. Actually, it was good because I felt that my body is in a good condition. Yeah. Okay. So thank you for sharing the day, or thank you for listening with my experiences. Okay. So this time we will have our lesson again. Are you ready?
Yes, I'm ready for class.
That's great. Okay. So what are the things that you have remembered from our last class? I think that was quite a few days ago because it is holiday this time or last week, right? Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Okay, so
Mm,
hmm can
I
you
think
tell me
mm,
anything that you can remember?
yes. We studied the listening about managing change, and we listened to audio and understand
Mm-hmm.
how uh, Miss Miller um, worked in the business transformation. And mm, third, I think I'm not my 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 brain is not working very well now.
Oh, it's okay. So it's okay because it was a few days ago, so it's really hard to really remember all of the things that we have discussed. But this time we will have our new topic. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Oh, do you have any questions from our previous class? Is there anything that you want to discuss with me?
No, I think I don't have question about last class.
Okay, that's great. Now this time let us have our letter C. Okay, let us continue with the letter C because we are already done with our letter B, right? And
Yeah.
I can also see that you already have underlined.
Yes.
Okay, so I will just put the answer here for your reference, okay?
Okay. Thank you.
Okay, you're welcome. That is in. Okay, we have here for number one, that would be, okay, suburbs. Next is workforce, which I already checked. Staff, seating plan, product, decision making process. Okay. It's site and hierarchy. Okay. Okay. So it could be just part or site or car park site, and hierarchy. Now let's move on with letter D. So in here, that is work in pairs. Describe the change that have happened in a workplace you know well. So this time, since there's two of us, okay, so it's between you and me. So I can see that you already have your answers here. So can you explain why there is a product relaunch? What is in this decision making process, the regulate or the regulation? Okay.
Since
Oh,
I
what is
since
this
I
one?
don't yes.
Oh, okay. So these are the things that have happened in your workplace.
Actually, no.
No, that's why I'm wondering what are these words in here. Sorry. Okay, so just give me your answers.
Okay. Since I don't know example,
Mm-hmm.
that's how a change happens in a workplace uh, is well, and so I just write. I think it is a good change for the
Mm-hmm.
workplace. Um, by in the exercise B.
Okay, in the exercise B, where is that
um, I think like products we launch mm, is good because
one?
um,
Mm-hmm.
sometimes product is not which is not popular. We need to maybe change the package or change its name or maybe change a little something about a product
Mm-hmm.
and give it a new name, new package. So and maybe it can be more popular. Yes.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so you think product relaunch is the best change that could happen in a workplace, right?
I think it's one of a good change
Mm-hmm.
in a workplace.
Yes, one of the good changes. Okay, that
Okay, well, good
okay.
change.
Okay, it's okay. So that is one of the good changes that can happen in a workplace. As for me, one of the good changes that can happen in the workplace is um, the organization of the management. Okay, if there is an organized plan in a certain product, maybe, or a certain business, or even even in the administration, that would be a good change in the workplace because having a good management would lead you to be more productive. Okay? They can help employees to really grow and progress as professionals. So I think that is one of the good changes that can happen in a workplace. Hmm.
Okay,
Okay, so
thank you for sure.
okay, so is there any changes that you want to add?
Um, I think systems upgrade is also important, good, and also a good change in the workplace
Mm-hmm.
because if a comp the the computer program of a company is very old, then it is not so convenient for the staff to deal with the data or deal with all information that's need to uh, work work in uh, in a computer or within the internet. And
Mm-hmm.
yes, it also means that means um
Mm-hmm. Okay.
yes, it also not mean a program in a computer, but also like uh policy of a group, the policy of a company, or even like the security of a company is need own is systems. There are system. There are all systems in the company, and they all need to upgrade and become well.
Okay, I see. So that's good. Upgrade. Okay. So that is one of the good changes that can happen in the workplace. So thank you for answering that one. Now, is there any addition that you would like to add?
I think that's all.
That's all. Okay. So I think all of your answers are really correct. So I think that you have observed what should be a good change because you are in a certain workplace where you are being managed and there are colleagues that help you around in your work. Okay, so thank you for answering that one. Now this time, let us have our language review. So we have here past simple and simple perfect. So we are still focusing on the verb. Okay, so there is the past simple and the simple perfect. Do you know something or do you have any idea about what past simple and simple perfect tenses are?
I think past simple is used in a situation that was happened,
Mm-hmm.
and
Mm-hmm.
simple perfect is mean uh, the thing the thing is is happened, and it uh, it happened
Mm-hmm.
continue until now.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so let us see. So instead of saying, oh, sorry, past simple, I think is about what was happened. It could be past simple for me is about what has happened. Okay, so it is more, or it is has rather than was. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Okay, so it could be for me or I think. That is okay, that is correct. So this time, thank you for giving your knowledge about past simple and simple perfect. Okay. So we have here, when we say past simple, it is being used when actions or for actions at a particular point in the past. Okay, when there is one event that you are talking about that already happened in the past. Okay, for example, last year, can you read?
Yes, sure. Last year, only 18% of U.S. consumers visited a leading department store.
Okay, so last year only 18% or 18% of US consumers visited a leading department store. Okay, so that is an event that happened last year only. So you can see that there is an indication there. Only. Okay, so it just happened once that year. But when we say present perfect, we use that one for actions linking the present to a point in the past. That means it is something that has happened in the past that can be linked in the present. Okay, so it could be continuing till the present. For example, can you read?
Yes, we have made a lot of change since 2003.
Okay, so we have made a lot of change since 2003. Okay, so we have here the indicator since. Okay, so we have here the past simple tense visited, and we have here present perfect tense have made. Okay, remember that when you are using have, that is for plural subjects in the sentence. Okay?
Okay.
But if you are using has, then that would be for singular subjects in the sentence. Okay. So when we say plural, that means there are a lot. Okay, that is more than one. But when we say singular or singular, that would be only one. Okay, so for example, in here we have the word we. So we here is not only referring to one person, that is referring to a lot of persons. So what we have used in here is the word have instead of has. Okay?
Okay.
So do you have any questions with using the past simple and present perfect tenses?
No, I don't have question about how to use present simple, past simple, and simple perfect.
Okay, so for present simple, or present perfect, sorry. Okay, so you will just use has or have, or in some cases had for really past tenses, plus the past tense of the verb, or verb in past tense. Okay?
Okay.
Okay, so that is like the little bit or the little formula that we have here in using the present perfect. But when we say past simple, that would only require you to use the past tense, the simple past tense of the verb, like visited, usually d or ed, or the irregular verbs, okay, like drank or drink, drank, drunk, okay, or drank. That is the past simple. Okay, so those are the tenses that you should use in a sentence. So do you have any questions before we proceed to our activity?
No, I don't have question about this.
Okay, no questions. So this time, before we proceed to the activity, let me just try. Okay, let's just try whether you have really understood this one or not. Okay, so can you give me a sentence that uses the past simple tense?
Last month, I went to Germany for a business trip.
Okay, very good. I went to Germany for a business trip. Okay. So your past simple tense is
Went.
Very good. How about your present perfect tense?
I have studied German since 2000 and 2010.
Okay, since 2010. Okay, that's perfect. I have studied German since 2010. So what is your present perfect tense? in the sentence?
Have studied.
Okay. So that would be have studied. Okay, so I can see that you really understand what the difference is between past simple and present perfect tenses. Now this time, let us have our activity below. So in our letter A, we have here which of the following expressions are used with the past simple and which are used with the present perfect. So which are used with both. Now we have here for past simple the color legend would be orange. With present perfect the color would be violet. And
Yes.
for both the color would be green. Okay, so I can see that you already have your answers in here. So let us check. Okay, so let us have the first one.
In 2003, I think it's usually used with past simple.
Okay, in 2003 or 2003, that is in past simple. Okay, very good. That is correct. How about this one?
Since 2003, and it's usually used with the present perfect.
Okay, so it's usually used with present perfect. That's perfect. Okay, so how about this one?
Yet, I think it's probably used with the present perfect.
Okay, why do you think it's for present perfect?
Actually, I'm not sure.
You're not sure, but actually, it is used in past perfect. When you express yet, it seems like it is continuous. I have not studied yet. Okay, like that. Or I have not finished that one yet. Okay, so I have used not there. Okay, so that it would be easily fit with the sentence. But yet there is for the present perfect tense. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. So how about this one?
This week, I think it's usually used with the past simple term.
Why do you think it is in the past simple term or tense?
Okay, tense. Like, I went to I went to Japan this week. I think it's described a point that's had happened.
I went to Japan this week. Okay, it could be. But when you express that one, you can usually say that in a few days ago. Like, for example, I went to Japan 3 days ago. Okay, so that could be a part of the week. Okay, but this one, when we say this week, we have like that. Or I have, or she has made a lot of. So that would be in present perfect. Okay.
Okay.
So I'll just note that one here.
Okay.
Sorry. So that would be in the present perfect. Because although you can use that one in past, okay, like I have or I went to Japan this week, okay, but then it would perfectly fit, okay, the present perfect, since it would, or this week is, or when you are expressing that this week, okay, for example, we have made the changes of this week, like you are not yet saying last week, so in that day that you have expressed that one, that is still a part of that week. Okay, so that is why it's still in the present perfect.
Okay,
Okay,
I see.
so now how about this one?
Yesterday, I think it's usually used with the past simple.
Yes, okay, it's obviously when we say yesterday, that is already done. Okay, so you cannot say yesterday up to today. Okay, so you can just simply say that it would be yesterday. We have, or you, I visited someone yesterday, or I cooked a meal yesterday. Okay, so how about
Okay,
this one?
ever. And I think this word is usually used with the present perfect.
Okay, very good. Ever, that would be present perfect. That would be from then until now. Okay, so ever, or until the future. How about this one?
Recently, I think it can be used with the past simple and present perfect.
Yes, okay. Recently can be used in both of these tenses. How about this one?
Last year, I also think it can use with the past simple and present perfect tenses.
Okay. So as you can see, we have here the word last year, so that should be in.
Or just in past simple.
Okay, so that would just be in past simple.
Okay.
Okay, so it's okay. It should be past simple, because as you can see, you can only use that one. Last year, okay, usually you have already done what should be done last year. Okay, so it's usually used in the past simple tenses. Maybe you cannot say last year um, I have made something. Okay, so it could be past, maybe a past perfect, but not a present perfect. Okay. Okay.
Okay.
So in here, since we are just comparing both present perfect and the past simple, then that would apply that it is in the past simple tense. Okay. Hello. Okay.
Okay.
I'm sorry, I was not able to hear you. Now this time, let us have the last word.
I think 6 months ago it's usually used with the present simple too.
So it is both. Mm-hmm. It's like the last year.
Yes.
So it should be.
It should be used with past simple tense.
Okay, so it should be used in past simple tense. Okay, so do you have any questions with the expressions that we will use in past simple and present perfect?
No, I don't have a question about this part, and I totally understand.
Okay, that's excellent. Now this time let us have, or let me just put here the answers for your reference, okay?
Okay.
Okay. So now we have letter B. In letter B, you should complete this report about the history of Joey de Vivier. Use the past simple or the present perfect forms of the verbs in brackets. Okay, so for example, I received the year's results yesterday and I'm delighted to announce that our company has. Okay, so I will just stop in this part. So it is being used, receive is being used here. So it is in past simple. Why do you think it is in past simple?
Because it received the result. He, um, he received the results
Okay.
yesterday. That means yesterday he already received that.
Yes, and that is the indicator that it should be past simple tense. Okay? Okay, so can
Okay.
you read again? And I will just highlight the words or the answers that you are excellent with. Okay?
Okay.
Okay.
I okay. I received the year's results yesterday, and I'm delighted to announce that our company has another fantastic year. We started in 1970 in a small factory in Shanghai, Hong Kong, and we only employed 4 people. That number has grown to around 2,000 today.
Mhm. Okay, so this one is correct. We also have here the word employed. Oh, sorry. Okay. The number has oh, sorry. I forgot to tell you that it should be past or has, have, or had plus a verb in okay, the perfect past perfect tense. Okay, so examples of these are eaten, beaten, drunken. Okay, so this time okay, should be in past tense or past sorry or present perfect tense. It could be drunken, eaten, beaten. Okay, if there is if the perfect tense is still the same with the past tense, then you can use the past tense. But in this case, what do you think will be the word instead of the past tense? Grew.
Grown.
Grown. Okay. So I forgot to tell you about that one. So it should be the number has grown to around 2,000 today. Okay, so let's continue with the second paragraph.
In the earlier years, we faced strong competition from our competitors, and in 1982 we nearly went bankrupt. But from that difficult period until now, we have held out and we have not made, making the mistake of becoming typecast as a labor, labor from the changeable junior market.
Okay, become typecast is a label from the changeable junior market. So we have not made, that is also correct. Now let us move on with the third paragraph.
Okay. Things have improved considerably.
Right.
Considerably. Since we moved from Shanghai to China. In 2000, we bought the international operations of our partner company, Joy de
Mm-hmm.
Viva, and we now do business in more than 30 countries.
Okay, so that's correct. We have here have improved since we moved from Shenzhen to China. In 2000, we bought the international operations for our partner company, Joy de Vivre Holdings, and we now do business in more than 30 countries. Now let's continue with the next paragraph.
Okay, in recent years, we have expanded our product range and we have carved out sizable
Okay,
niche
that is
here.
niche.
Niche.
Okay, that is
Okay,
niche.
niche. We have carved out sizable
Okay.
niche in the same market as Benetton and Zara. Last year, we had our fifth consecutive year of growth with 98 million in net profit, and in January of this year, we delivered the first retail stock in Hong Kong's Hang Seng Index.
Okay, so that is we had our fifth consecutive year of growth with $98 million in net profit, and in January of this year we delivered the first retail stock in Hong Kong's Hang Seng Index. Okay, so this time let us have this one.
A lot of change has taken place recently. This is because last year most of our sales came from the Asian market. So in January this year, we decided to try and break into the US market. Just recently, we have entered into negotiations with Macy's department stores.
We have entered. Okay. With Macy's department stores. Okay, and in conclusion,
Our company so far this year has prospered, and that is down to all your hard
okay,
work. Congratulations to you all.
okay, very good. So as I can see, you already have understood what the difference is between past simple tense and the present perfect tense because you have perfected this activity. So that's a great job. Good job. So let me just since I was very proud of what you have really done this time. Okay, let me give you something. Wait for a while.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. Okay, but look at the paragraph again. Do you have any questions?
Mm, in the paragraph 3, the last sentence, I don't know holdings, what means the word holding here.
Okay, so I think it's a typo error. It should be like this one. Because if we will start that
Oh,
one in
okay.
holdings, then that would be a fragment in a sentence. Okay, so is there anything else that you want to um, ask about the article?
No, I don't have and I don't have any question about this
Okay. So
article.
by the way, when we say niche, that would be a job or a position or a place that is very suitable for everyone. Okay, so this time we have here, I will just edit the comment and put what do you call this one? The meaning of the
Yeah,
word.
that's
Hmm. Okay, you're
thank you.
welcome. At least you will add another word in your vocabulary.
Yes.
Yes. Okay. So again, very good. Great job for answering this part. I will just put here the complete answers because it has like justifications why that is or why are those words the answer for each of the numbers. Okay, so if you have time, you can look at that one and review. Okay. Okay,
Okay.
so this time before we go to the skills negotiating, let us have the letter C. Okay, talk about recent changes that have happened in your life. So this is quite personal, but you can give an interesting experience, a change that has happened in your life recently.
Mm, I think change changes have happened in my life. Um, uh, I graduated from
Mm-hmm.
university and started to work,
Mm-hmm.
and then I changed my job to this company, and I think I learned a lot from this, but also very tired.
Mm-hmm. It's very tiring.
Yes, because hello, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Because this job, uh, I need I need to be very careful in this job, and I need to pay attention to everything. Or if I miss little um, a little number, or maybe a little or maybe I forgot to check the number, that it is not easy to get
Mm-hmm.
back.
Okay,
Yeah.
that's why. So your job, you think that your job is not easy, so you have to be careful with
Yeah.
that, right? So was that?
Yes.
Mhm.
It,
Yeah.
I think it's also stressful.
Mm-hmm. Okay, it's also stressful. Okay, that's why you are always tired, right? Okay, but
Yes.
was that the first job that you had after your graduation from college?
No, my first job is um, mm, I was customers. I work customer service department in a company which was near from my home. And it is in a in a big stores, or actually is um, it's like world markets. And did you have heard about You have heard about B and Q.
D and Q. What is that again, Gordon?
That's, actually, the company's name is not no more that, but because B&Q is a name of um, a company in England, and my first company it was cooperated with a company in England, and and then they changed their name.
I see.
Yes, and I don't know how to translate this. This store. It's like a big store, and it sells like furniture and tools,
Mhm.
many tools. For you can buy many different kinds of tools in that store, and you can uh, fix own your own things, and you don't need to pay for the fee of fix for by um,
Mhm.
as you can repair your own things, and not you don't need to call someone else to help you to fix that, and pay them.
I see. Okay. But I have never heard of that company before. Maybe I was just not aware
That's all.
about the company.
Yes, but it's very it's this economy was very this name of B&Q is
Mhm.
old, and yes, and I know about this. Uh, why I use this name as first after I entered this
Mhm.
company.
Mhm.
Yes,
Okay, I see.
and
And
I think my first job is not so hard like my the job I'm doing now.
okay, so it's not too hard compared to what you have this time.
Yes, and in the customer service department there are many colleagues to help you, and but uh, in this job we only have include me. We only have 4 people in in my department, and and the one and I'm a new because one of my colleagues in this department just left last week, and so we there are only 3 people in this department now. Although today, uh, uh, today and comes a girl, and but she is also uh, new, and she also need to learn many things like me.
I
Yes,
see. So there are really a lot of things that going on with your work now, right?
yes.
Okay. And I know that you can do that fine. How many months, by the way? How many months are you now in your work? Like, did you already stay there for a year already?
No, I entered this company um, for half a year.
Okay, so that is half a year, 6 months.
Yes.
Okay, so maybe when you last like for a year or so, or for 2 years, maybe you will get really adjusted with the work. So don't worry about that. Because before, when I was also working in um, a certain school, I was teaching college before. And that was a great challenge for me because I was only 21 or 22 years old that time, and I'm already
Oh,
teaching college students. So, or there was a lot of changes that I should do in my life, even physically, because I do look like a student when I um, entered that school. At the first day, my students didn't even notice me as a teacher. Okay, so they just thought that I'm just one of their classmates standing in front. But when I said, "Good morning, class, you can lead a prayer," then that was the time that they were all surprised that, oh, that is our teacher. Okay, I didn't know that that's the teacher.
okay.
Okay, so physically, with my aura, I was not yet like fit for a teacher at that time because I was just too young and I'm teaching college. Also, there are a lot of subjects that I need to teach. I cannot complain since I'm just new, so there are some subjects that are being passed to me, and also the workplace. There are people who have been there since 2 years already, or since 2010, and I'm just new, so there are a lot of adjustments that I need to do with them, actually, with my colleagues, since I'm one of the youngest, and with the management. Actually, I have come to the point that I really cried because I cannot handle the stress and the pressure anymore. That was in the first semester. But when I reached 8 months or 9, I became adjusted. Like it isn't, or the difficult things that are happening to me every day are just quite easy. So yeah, that's it. So maybe when you reach the 8 months or 1 year of your stay in your company, then you would be adjusted also. Hmm.
Okay. Thank you for your sharing. I think it's help. It is
Hmm.
helpful for me, and I'll keep working hard
Hmm.
and try my best. Thank you.
Okay, you're
Yeah.
welcome. So it's okay if there are things that you cannot easily do. It's okay that there are things that you're not really familiar with because you're just new, right? So you need to really adjust. And I'm also glad before that my administrators are nice to me. Like they're even telling the other colleagues that, oh, since she is just new, you can help her with the adjustments in here, or the things that are really happening in here, or there are difficulties that I need to solve. Then um, my administrator is ready to help me. So I think that was very helpful. The people around you can be very helpful, so you can be friendly with them. Try to be friendly as much
Yes.
as possible so that it wouldn't be too hard for you. Okay? Okay, you're
Okay.
welcome.
Thank you.
So now you can see that we don't have much time left, right? Yes, okay.
Yes.
But we can have skills in our next meeting. Okay, so this time, do you
Okay.
have any questions about anything that we have discussed today?
No, I don't have question about
Okay,
today's
that's
class.
great. So it's a good job because I can see that you can easily understand what the differences between past simple and present perfect tense, and that is very good. So just keep on practicing, especially with your grammar. Okay, just take note of the things that we have corrected in this lesson. Okay? Okay, thank you very
Okay.
much. Have a great night. Rest well. Goodbye.
Thank you, Teacher Deann. Good night.